and it's a disaster. Or you go to a restaurant and you're like, the steak is money. Or the cheeseburger.
Always get the chicken parm.
And then the waiter comes over and he convinces you to get the ostrich knuckle soup.
Yeah, sure.
You try it, it's like, it's terrible. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is the Chiefs' biggest challenge is fighting the urge to mix it up. Sometimes you play a game and you think, all right, this is chess. So what is the opposing defense going to do? And if they're expecting the long shots, the deep shots, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, then maybe we should just do something a little bit different. Maybe we should really try to control the ground. We actually saw that this past weekend with the Buffalo Bills, right? A couple weeks ago, throwing the ball. And we're like, man, this is it. This is how you beat anybody in the league. Then they come out and they're running a lot. And we're like, this doesn't look like the team that we saw a couple of weeks ago. So for the Chiefs, just do what you do best. What do you do best? You take shots down the field because your pass catchers are the best in the business. Tyreek Hill is unstoppable. Man coverage, he'll beat anybody one-on-one. Zone coverage, he'll find a spot. Travis Kelce in between the hashes, he can do damage. And the host of players will complement the passing game. So for me, it's the Chiefs fighting the urge to mix. I do not want to watch the first 15, and it doesn't look like the Chiefs we've been watching all year. Because if they do that, the Bucs will take advantage, and they'll start slow. I'm not saying they can't win if they start slow, because we know they can. But just fight the urge. Just do what you do best.
I don't know where to go here. We got creamsicles and ostrich knuckle soup. I thought ostrich knuckle was something different, Nate. But is there any way I could just talk? I'll just go pure football here and what the Chiefs need to do. You're gonna get down there and you're gonna see this giant murals of Tom Brady and this very pretty man, this beautiful face. I think it's about the four uglies for Tampa Bay. I think it's about their defensive line. The four of these guys come into this game, I feel like an NWO group, and it's JPP, Sue, Vita, and Shaq. I mean, they even sound like them, and I feel like they just spray painted the Packers NWO logo across Aaron Rodgers' chest. They wrecked them. Yeah. They absolutely wrecked them. These four guys, it's maybe some of the best, most talented D-lines we've seen in the Super Bowl ever. I mean, these four guys are monsters, and the Chiefs' best two tackles will not be playing. You've seen it. They've been without one for months. They lost their last one last week. And I think it's unleashing hell for these four. I even have a nugget here that I'm going to give. If you're into the props or you want to just have a bold take or something, if you want to take a long shot on an MVP of this game, pick one of these D linemen. Pick Shaq Barrett, pick JPP. It's really rare to have a pure pass rusher with MVP. Von Miller did it.
Randy White
back in the 70s was co-MVP. And Richard Dent on the 85 Bears. It's the only time in 54 years that a pure pass rusher has won MVP. But I think for the Bucs to win this game, I think it has to be 3 or 4 sacks. And I think with the tackles out, JPP, Sue, Vita, and Shaq, 4 absolute ogres up front. It's the pretty quarterback, but it's the ugly D lineman. That's Mahomes' biggest challenge, in my opinion.
It is a really good point that Fisher and Schwartz, we don't know about Schwartz yet. Fisher
sounds
definitely.
Like it, though. Reed made it sound like he's not.
It seems unlikely. Yeah. So you've got, this great offense, high-powered. They've been okay without Schwartz. Now you're without your 2 bookends. I know we're trying to find ways to pick it apart, but the 2 starting tackles are a pretty big deal. They're both
Even if they were in, those Bucs are.
They made Rodgers uncomfortable the entire game. Rodgers didn't have Bakhtiari. They're now down these 2 tackles. So Schrags, talk to me about how important rest is for a quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, who was amazing out there, but was not 100%. Anybody watching could tell. He only had 5 rushing yards. Yeah. Part of his mobility helps offset what's going on with that pass rush.
Yeah, and there was no designed runs. Usually they have a couple designed where they're going to do a little read option, and he picks up. It was like, let's protect him in a way we can and keep him in a bubble. They put up 38 points, but Mahomes needs another, 10 days now to get that ankle ready or whatever it is that's wrong with him, his big toe on his left foot.
Yeah, at GMFB with your answer. I thought you were talking Brady Mahomes there. You threw me off completely.
I think we'll do that soon.
Okay,
later in the show.
Great. Let's bring in Ian Rappaport, our NFL Network insider here. There's been a lot of talk. about Aaron Rodgers' future with the Packers. Ian, what is the latest in Green Bay? We all heard him on with Pat McAfee yesterday.
Yeah, he talked after the game and really kind of opened the door a little bit. And, Rodgers scoffed on the Pat McAfee show about all the people speculating about his future. His words were one of the reasons we are speculating, which is fine because as Aaron Rodgers mentioned yesterday, sometimes people are not used to hearing the truth from some of these athletes. 15 minutes after the game, he's crying with his teammates. He goes out to the podium. He says what he feels. All of that is good and normal. It's just for an athlete to do it, I would say not always normal. Anyway, so Rodgers starts this off by saying, everyone is uncertain, including myself. A day later, he tells Pat McAfee, I don't think there's any reason that I wouldn't be back. Okay, so maybe Rodgers took to the podium, was in his emotions, was looking back at this team drafting Jordan Love as successor in the first round rather than a receiver, and talked about potentially how this might be it for him in some form or fashion, maybe headed to another team. Well, it doesn't seem like that is going to be the case, especially when CEO Mark Murphy said, and we'd be idiots on local radio, this is what he said, to trade Aaron Rodgers. So what does this all mean? McAfee also asked Rodgers, is there a contract situation here? And Rodgers said, basically, I'm not going to just say, all right, goodbye, Green Bay, I'll talk to you during the season. There's a conversation to be had. Perhaps Rodgers wants to be tied to Green Bay a little further into the future.
We'll be bringing you some of that sound, of course, from that interview yesterday with Aaron Rodgers. We also have Bud Dupree on the show today, Ian Rappaport, and we have Matt James, the Bachelor, on our program. He's got some interesting football ties, posts about the Dolphins, but he's a Carolina guy. Lots of questions for him and who's better at football, him or Tyler Cameron. Stay tuned right here on Good Morning Football. Thank you so much, Ian. And if you want an early peek at some of the league's future stars, you have to check out NFL draft-eligible players at the 2021 Reese's Senior Bowl. That's this Saturday, January 30th. Everyone needs football in their lives.